When the market is surging, it feels like everyone is a genius. During a massive cryptocurrency bull run, a dangerous belief takes hold. The idea that no one makes a bad crypto investment, and endless wealth is just one click away. But even seasoned professionals get caught. Take Creepybits, a forensic behaviorist and blockchain investigator. Despite his expertise in digital security, he still found himself lured into a devastating fraud. This image shows the banner for the Winstex exchange. The platform heavily marketed itself as a next-generation ecosystem built for all traders, utilizing clean corporate design to manufacture authority. Look at this screenshot of a user's wallet, showing a balance of nearly 2,500 Win tokens. Winstex baited initial investors through an airdrop, depositing $30 worth of free tokens into their accounts simply for verifying an email address and passing KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Customer, a standard identity verification process used by legitimate financial institutions. That initial $30 of free cryptocurrency served a single, calculated purpose. It got users comfortable with the platform and established an early pattern of reward. It was the cheese in the mousetrap, setting the stage for the real extortion to begin. To actually unlock those airdrop payouts, users had to make a minimum contribution of 1 Ethereum, a highly valuable, established cryptocurrency. In exchange, Winstex promised a guaranteed 3% return every 10 days. This chart shows the platform's commission marketing structure. It outlines a referral system that weaponized the victims' own social networks, offering them a direct percentage of any investments made by friends or family they recruited. This is a screenshot showing the official Telegram chat interface for the community. Notice that the anonymous founders insulated themselves from the public. They appointed high-stakes investors as global leaders to moderate these regional chat groups on their behalf. By incentivizing users to bring in their own social circles, the organizers built a self-sustaining defense mechanism. The victims unwittingly became the recruiters, enforcing the fraud and shielding the actual architects from scrutiny. Creepybits decided to test the system with an initial deposit of 4 Ethereum. For the first 2 months, the platform functioned exactly as promised. Withdrawal requests went through, and the payouts arrived on schedule. Winstex claimed their ecosystem was run by a smart contract, code that automatically enforces an agreement. But blockchain records revealed a complete lack of automation. Payouts were simply manual transfers sent by human operators from hidden wallets in Southeast Asia. The first major operational failure occurred when users suddenly found their two-factor authentication, or 2FA, disabled. 2FA is a security measure requiring a second device to approve a login attempt. Without it, investors were entirely locked out of their accounts. The slick technological interface was a smokescreen. Users never held actual custody of their funds. They only held the illusion of access, waiting for the exact moment the operators decided to lock the doors. The aftermath was chaotic. Frantic withdrawal requests piled up. Telegram groups erupted with angry investors.
A supposed leader named Mark Wilson occasionally appeared on video calls, offering nothing but evasive deflections. Creepybits managed to submit a withdrawal request for the remaining funds the platform permitted. Shortly after, his account was locked again. The 4 Ethereum were gone forever. He had fallen for a sophisticated con. He accepted the reality of the theft. Instead of throwing more money or time into chasing ghosts, he walked away entirely. He spent the next year teaching himself the mechanics of blockchain forensics to understand exactly how the trap was built. Swallowing a massive financial hit requires painful clarity. You have to admit you were fooled, but refusing to accept that initial loss is exactly where a bad financial decision mutates into life-altering destruction. Over a year later, Creepybits received a message from a 35-year-old Swedish schoolteacher. She was panicked, asking how to buy Bitcoin quickly without registering her identity, claiming she needed it immediately to pay off a massive debt. This excerpt from the Borås newspaper outlines the reality of her situation. The publication revealed that this respected educator had been reported to the police over 20 times for defrauding people across Sweden. This document is the actual contract she signed. It shows a fraudulent investment account opened under the name of the Bank of Cyprus, which required an initial upfront payment of 360,000 Swedish kroner. Looking closely at points 2 and 3 of the agreement, she was legally bound to pay an additional 30,000 kroner every single month, and those payments had to be made specifically in Bitcoin. The penalties for missing a deadline were absolute. A 3-day delay triggered an immediate 30,000 kroner fine. If she missed a payment by a single month, she forfeited the entirety of her multi-million kroner investment. The scammers engineered a mathematical stranglehold. The sheer terror of losing that initial massive payment guaranteed a lifetime of extortion. Psychologists call this the sunk cost fallacy. It is a cognitive trap where a person makes irrational decisions based strictly on unrecoverable past losses, completely blinding themselves to present realities and future risks. Her own brain became a psychological cage. To save the millions she had already handed over, she convinced herself the final massive payout was real. That delusion forced her to somehow source 30,000 kroner every month on a public school teacher's salary. The collateral damage escalated rapidly. She borrowed heavily from friends and family until they cut her off. Desperate to meet the contract's demands, she began defrauding strangers, taking down payments for fake car leases and goods she never intended to deliver. Eventually, minor fraud wasn't enough. With her credit destroyed, her social circle exhausted, and the monthly deadlines looming, she resorted to selling her own body. Every single cent she earned went directly back to the people extorting her. Human psychology remains a greater threat than malicious code or market volatility. True digital security demands the emotional fortitude to admit defeat and walk away before a single mistake becomes a life sentence.